I'm Kevin Fennell. I'm with Nick Stathopoulos. Hey. We're going to start a little podcast called This Is Awesome, where we watch some movies that we both think are, or we want to.
No, I don't think that your opinion is really relevant.
My
I think it's mostly
matter.
the guests.
Yeah, it's all about like what people think is awesome. And so Nick is going to be the co-host, but he's also going to be the first guest.
Hey.
Because he's going to talk about, and he's going to pick the first movie that he thinks is awesome.
Yeah.
Which is...
Total Recall.
Total Recall. Arnold Schwarzenegger, not that other guy in that movie that we pretend does not exist.
Wait, what? What other guy in that movie?
Exactly.
No, I don't even know what you're talking about.
I
genuinely, what are you talking about?
There's no other version of this movie, was my point.
Oh.
There's only the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Paul Verhoeven version of this movie. And that's what we're going to watch, because it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. Nick, it was Nick's choice. Nick, why did you pick Total Recall?
Well, I don't know. I had a lot of things that I had to pick, like...
I haven't watched it, I don't know, a couple years at least.
Yeah, I wanted to pick something I haven't watched in a while, just because you always have, like, you develop these, like, ideas about the way that, like, the movie looks and feels. Like, I just, like, view this movie as, like, everybody's covered in oil the entire time. Like...
See, I think you're only thinking about later in the movie.
No. I'm thinking about, like, Sharon Stone in the beginning is just, like, oiled up. Arnold is, like, just... oiled up and like
put it all off in him.
Orangey, like
Arnold
working outside, jackhammers.
Yeah,
like
he's. I can't remember. I'm excited to watch this movie.
Just like his acting is so like perfect because it never changes. You get it's strip mall acting, man.
Oh, and plus the bad guy, Michael Ironside, in this movie.
He's
He's awesome.
I recently watched Scanners, and
it's great.
Yeah, like I've never been disappointed by
Michael Ironside.
Oh
man, he's the bad guy in the Famous Jet Jackson. You never saw the Famous Jet Jackson? Great show. He's dead now. Lee Thomas Young, Gonzo. Sorry, R.I.P. bro.
Jeez.
Total Recall is based on a book.
Yeah.
That Nick's reading because Nick can read.
Yeah, no, I've been. It's based on We Can Remember For You Wholesale by Philip K. Dick. And I recently borrowed a copy of it, collected short stories. And
sorry, who was the author? What was the author's name?
Philip K. Dick.
Sorry. Anyway,
what's funny about that? I don't understand what's funny about that.
K.
What? Yeah. What? I don't even know what the K stands for. What kind of like guy am I? I don't even know what Philip K. Dick's middle name is.
The worst.
Or surname. I don't even know. Anyway, I only read like half of the story.
Is it good?
We Can Remember Wholesale, because I didn't really plan to be doing this sort of thing with this movie. Otherwise, I would have read it. Or I would have like said I was gonna read it and then not read it and then just done exactly what I'm doing right now.
All right, just give me a 30-second pitch on Total Recall.
All right, Total Recall, the #1 movie to watch on November.
Watching the time.
On November 8th. This movie has everything you need. From
20 seconds.
You just. I'm just setting me up to fail.
15 seconds.
No way. I can't do it.
10 seconds.
Arnold Schwarzenegger explodes out of the year 2084 AD.
What year is it?
2084.
Oh, it's a great year. All right, well.
Look, I could have picked RoboCop. I could have picked Excalibur. I could have picked a lot of things.
But you didn't.
I went with the Paul Verhoeven choice. I mean, not as maybe like well thought out as like his like the RoboCop.
I don't
Starship
remember.
Troopers diptych.
I don't remember. I mean, I've watched
this
Starship
movie,
Troopers recently. I mean, because
like those two movies like couple so well together, and they're just like structured so similarly and like so pointed. But it's just they're fun to watch.
Hey, I'm excited to watch Total Recall. We're gonna watch Total Recall right now.
Yeah.
We'll be back to talk about what we remember, and if it is as awesome as we remember. It probably will be. Come on, it's got Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm Kevin Fennell.
I'm Nick Stathopoulos.
We'll be back.
You're watching stuff with Kevin and Nick. Watching it on a Disney Princess TV. You're watching stuff with Kevin and Nick. You're watching
Alright.
stuff.
We just watched Total Recall, and it was awesome. Let's start with that. It was awesome.
It was really great.
There's so many things I want to start talking about. This movie is pretty amazing. Paul Verhoeven is the best. Alright, let's just start at the beginning. First 5 minutes. I mean, you get to see exactly what you wanted to pay, you paid money for. See Arnold Schwarzenegger going as he dies on Mars.
Yeah. In this, like... I would love to seen the property department, just like see what... I mean, like the Arnold Schwarzenegger balloon head.
I mean, the rubber mask they had to use, like walking through, like seeing them put that together was probably so amazing. Just like different Arnold Schwarzenegger's faces contort. Oh, and that's the first 3 seconds of the movie. It's like exactly what you wanted when you paid your money to see Total Recall. And then you wake up to Sharon Stone, and then we can start this movie off.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is moving. I mean, so we meet Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
Regular guy. You know Arnold. Just Arnold, being a regular dude.
Yeah, waking up, being gigantic. Like, it's freakish.
No one even says anything about it.
With that, he's just like so jacked.
He's humongous.
What is the future?
Even when he shows up at Recall.
No one's just like, hey,
you're like a humongous man.
You're a big fella.
A big guy.
And the recall machine like totally fits him perfectly.
Yeah, like there's no like, oh well, this might be a little small because you're a giant.
You're 6 feet wide.
You're just humongous human being. But no, that doesn't get talked about. Just regular old Arnold Schwarzenegger. And here's the thing. Why Arnold Schwarzenegger in this movie?
What do you mean, why? Like
what does he bring?
Paul Verhoeven's like just emotionless, like beautiful main characters.
I just like
RoboCop. RoboCop has no emotion, and it's just like a totally like flat.
Yeah, and that's the best.
Handsome.
That's the best part about Rico. And
yeah,
Sergeant
Rico is
Troopers.
totally like a blank slate.
It's like even more than that. It's just like nothing, and you can't like. You can't understand him. It's just not very good.
It's just there's a lot of stuff happening to him that maybe he's less aware of than a different actor might have been.
That's possible. It's just I don't get it. So Arnold Schwarzenegger's having dreams about Mars.
Yeah.
In 2084, we are in 2084.
Yeah.
We should mention that it's the future, people.
It's not that far off.
Not that far off.
We'll be alive for it, maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
And really, it's just like very boxy cars, and subway's huge.
No real roads.
No, there's like roads,
open places
in hallways,
in crowds of people.
Yeah, they're just driving, and people are just walking in the middle of the street. There's no roads because it's like a hallway.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's house is connected by a hallway, and
there's so many people.
A lot of people.
Because that's.
Well, I mean,
it's the future.
But they say that they're going to different planets. There's people living on Mars. There's people living on Saturn.
Yeah, we're
branching out. ESPN is covering Game 5 of the World Series, and it's Japan.
Whole world.
For somebody else, it's actual World Series.
Yep,
that happens. ESPN.
I like that idea. Like, in the future, we'll be playing baseball with Japan.
We will be. We'll actually let them play in our World Series. So, Schwarzenegger, in the future, is dreaming about Mars and some chick. And he doesn't know what to do about it. And so, he sees an advertisement while he's on the subway, because like I said, people love the subway. That's how everyone gets to work. It's smart, you know.
But they have these giant monitors.
Yeah, humongous monitors. No graffiti. They're not broken. It's
They're
nothing.
all-
It's
they're all
nothing
facing the
like
same direction.
SEPTA.
Like,
It's real nice. It's a nice little future we have so far. It seems.
yeah,
It seems. So he learns about this place called Recall.
I think he already.
Well, he might have. Where you get. Well, we find out about
we
it.
learn about it.
We learn about it as an audience members.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I did not remember that much of this movie.
No.
And to be fair, I do partake in certain aspects of my life that cause memory loss.
Well.
Mm-hmm. So, he goes there, and he's supposed to get memories of being a secret agent.
He goes to get his implant.
Because this is the big twist of the movie. If you haven't seen it,
Well, it's the
check
whole,
it out. It's amazing.
It's the whole like point of the movie.
Yeah.
Is like, is it
real? What is
real?
it?
Is it not real? Is the whole thing what he planned? Did he want those things because he experienced them already, and that's what he was longing for?
Yeah.
Or are those the things that just weren't?
Oh, we need to explain it a little bit better than that. So yeah, he gets an implant, or he's going to get an implant about being a secret agent on Mars. Before, maybe not, before he gets the implant, something goes terribly awry.
Wait, I just want to the artwork, like the images that they like.
Oh
look
yeah,
at.
the alien images, like these are aliens. These are what they look
those
like.
are just like old like science fiction book covers.
But
or
they definitely show
album
pictures.
covers.
They definitely show pictures of the columns.
And Quato.
Yeah, the little they show it in the little artwork. Whoa.
Yeah, man.
What's going on? And I mean that's the question of the entire movie. And so as soon as this goes wrong, they drug him up, or that's like the whole thing is like they had to hit him with the stuff to put him to sleep when he's fighting like 47 times because he's humongous, and they don't say anything like, man, this guy's humongous, we're gonna have to hit him a lot with all this dope or whatever they're trying to pump into him, like morphine or whatever.
Why didn't she do that like immediately?
Yeah, why wouldn't she do that
if he's
so quickly? He's humongous.
I guess she didn't know that.
And she's just yelling at her boss, like not doing anything, and he's just and she doesn't do anything at that point. No, she's just pissed off at her boss.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't know that it's a movie and that she's on the spot.
She obviously does not. So then he gets picked up by his buddy. See, that's why we watched this part a couple of times before he goes to Recall.
Yeah. He talks to his.
He has a scene with a guy who tells him not to go to Recall because give you a lobotomy. Mm-hmm. As they're working as construction workers on Earth with no helmets.
Yeah, just chit chatting.
You're just hanging out, just jackhammering some. It was
just generic like.
It was like sand or like brick. It was like
generic like super strong guy stuff.
Yeah, just men being men, just jackhammering.
Yeah. Again, in the hall.
And so the guy's like, you don't want to go there, and then he's also talking to his wife in the scene before. And I watched this very closely. Here's the thing: Sharon Stone was great in this movie. Mm-hmm. She's so good in this movie. You don't think of Sharon Stone as like an actress, because she's smoking.
Yeah.
Particularly in this movie.
No, she's good in like
what else? I mean,
she's good Jessica Rabbit. But she's in the Virgin Suicides, isn't she?
I have no idea.
She's fucking great in that.
Yeah. She was fucking hot in this movie. She looked good, and then she was just kicking the shit out of people.
She's an attractive woman.
And that was awesome. Because she turns on Arnold very quickly.
Yeah, just like, oh, shit.
Because you find out that that's not his real wife.
Wait, hold on. What was the point you were trying to get to say?
Oh, because she was like so cold in that first scene. Like every time he's watching the television, she starts talking about sex. When she's like physically confronting him about the woman in his dream.
Yeah.
Like she's like not playful.
No.
It's like not good. He's like, oh, I'm just kidding. I love you. And she's like hitting him, and he's like, oh, this is great.
Because they're trying to figure out who this.
Yeah, because she's working, and that's what. And so like, that is setting up plans that. It's not a dream. It's not. It was never implanted. It actually was. But I mean.
But are those things intentionally put in so that when you think about the movie in retrospect, like they seem innocuous in the first go around, but in the second time, knowing like what happens.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's the director telling you the answers.
Yeah.
Because I was just reading something.
Or that it's supposed to be so convincing that it becomes so confusing because everybody brings up what happens at the end of the movie. Like everybody at Recall talks about exactly what happens, like how the movie ends.
Yeah, he says like you're gonna save the world. You're gonna get the girl,
an exotic woman,
and you're gonna exotic woman. You're gonna get the girl, and you're gonna save the world. That's the scenario.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what sets up.
Yeah,
and so. I mean, it's supposed to be a memory, and that's the thing. We just saw it happen.
Yeah.
But there's no conclusion to say, like, he wakes up in the chair.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I feel like...
No, but he wasn't going to wake up at all. Because he killed the doctor and decided to live in that reality for forever. Because he told him he wasn't going to wake up.
So you're agreeing... So you don't think that was just fake? So, okay.
No,
Later on, he gets... So, we're jumping really far ahead. We got to get to it, though. He tries to figure out what's going on as Quaid.
Yeah.
And goes to Mars after he finds out a message from Hauser, his whoever he was before, maybe, or his secret identity as a spy.
Yeah.
In the program that's set up at Recall.
Yeah.
And he goes to Mars in a terrible, terrible woman's costume.
Just like a
that
giant
whole thing. That scene.
And where the like voice modulator, I guess, glitches out.
2 weeks.
She can only take 2 weeks. But she obviously got onto like a spacecraft.
Was on the spacecraft for a long while for a trip to Mars.
Yeah. Did she ever?
Can he not control it to say no? The answer. I mean, all he has to do shake the head.
What about excuse me?
Yeah.
Or, like what? Why would
just
it? How long does it take to get to
2
Mars?
weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
It takes a while to get to Mars.
I mean, it feels like the plan wasn't well thought out by Arnold here.
Yeah, he's just like winging it.
Yeah.
I guess he isn't really a spy yet.
Because he doesn't have his memories.
Yeah, but he has all of the reflexes, so that he can like continue on.
So okay, well, yeah. So he's getting. That's implanted, you think? Not him being a spy and then not having memories.
Wait, which one?
You're saying reflexes.
Oh yeah. His that could be an implant. Just like that's how we like. But it's also if he didn't know how to do it, the movie wouldn't move forward, or like the plot couldn't move.
No, but the plot can move forward in either one of the scenarios. You have to decide which one it is.
What? Right now?
Yeah.
I have to decide?
Yes, that's where
it's all hinged on me?
Yeah, it's all on you, buddy. You have to figure it out.
I'm gonna say...
Okay, but we gotta keep going. So, yeah. We're talking about... So he gets to Mars. He has this weird woman contraption.
Mm-hmm.
The whole setup is to get everyone around, so he throws the woman's head and it blows up and he can run away. Great plan.
Was that actually the plan the whole time?
I feel like it had to be. It had to be.
And if the head explodes, why don't other things explode? Why can't he like throw anything there?
Well, I mean, that's the big surprise, because then the head can speak again.
Yeah, and it says something that's like...
It says, and now the big surprise, and then it blows up, because everyone has to have a funny line before death. So he finally got to Mars, and he gets his cab. That goddamn cab. Benny. That son of a bitch.
Oh, wait, hold on. We totally missed the part with the exploding cab. We did not talk about that.
Okay, when he's back on Earth and he's trying to figure out where to go. He doesn't know to go to Mars, even though it's essentially he has to go to Mars. And
no.
But this is before that.
He just got the case.
He's got a case from someone. He gets into one of these stupid robot cabs.
Yeah.
And he finds out that he knows he has a bug in him.
Car.
He knows he has a bug in him, and that he can be followed.
He's finding this out from the mulleted man.
Yeah, Gene Hackman in Enemy of the State, essentially. The guy that knows things and you never see again.
Yeah.
And so he helps him, and he tells him that if he puts a wet towel around his head. Because this was the super racist part that happens. He puts a wet towel around his head, and then he's running away from someone, and someone's he's running away. He's trying to grab his briefcase from this old woman, and his briefcase that is left by the spooky whatever spy guy. Mm-hmm. And this woman picks it up, and Arnold's like, "That's my briefcase." And the old woman says, "Fuck you, you fucking asshole." Mm-hmm. And Arnold walks away, bows.
Yeah.
Because he's wearing a towel?
A turban?
He's wearing a turban around his head?
He wrapped perfectly. It doesn't even like...
Oh, he wrapped it perfectly. It's a beautiful cutaway where he's got a towel in his hands. They cut to another scene, comes back, beautiful towel wrapped around his head. Mm-hmm. It's great. Mm-hmm. And so he's in this cab. Back to our original point. This is going really well.
Yeah.
He's in this cab with this robot. All he has to do is tell the robot any place, he can tell any direct. He can say any address. He could have said the White House. That robot is there to listen to people. Is always asking. And he says anywhere, drive anywhere. And that's not what the robot needs. The robot needs a direction and a location. It's like a GPS. You can't say GPS. Give me directions to anywhere. The GPS is like, I don't know where anywhere is. Can you actually name a place, you moron? Yeah. And
he doesn't know. He doesn't operate like
so that. What does Arnold do? He rips the robot right out of its socket, and he takes control of the cab. Here's the question that I have:
is it joystick operated?
Joystick operated, and it's just go forward, and I guess pull back if you want to slow down. That's it. And if you could do that with a car, why wouldn't all cars be that way? I feel that's much easier.
Yeah.
Just
What are we doing?
I don't know. That was a whole other question I had.
Maybe it's just too phallic.
Anyway, yeah, maybe it is too phallic. Dudes don't want to do that. Never mind. And he's driving. He's now destroyed the cab, and he's driving it, the joystick, and he parks because he needed to stop now. That's how he stopped the cab, because he needed to stop. And he stops in this abandoned facility, and he gets out, and then the cab
just lurches forward,
goes insane. First the robot, which has been ripped out of its socket, starts screaming.
Does it?
Yeah, it's just like, and then it just lurches forward by magic, very fast, into a wall, and explodes.
So they could just have the giant cab have its face melting while it says.
Yeah, and then it says something goofy. I hope you enjoyed your ride. As fire erupts around it, and all the reason is so that it can be like, oh, we have an explosion in Sector H. That must be where he is.
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be where he is. There's an explosion there.
That crew of guys is the best.
They were great. Oh my god, because Michael Ironside's the bad guy. He's actually in love with Sharon Stone, which I thought was a beautiful relationship. It's so nuanced, and because it's set up that Sharon Stone is fake married to Arnold Schwarzenegger and banging his brains out because it's part of her mission.
Yeah.
And Michael Ironside's he's a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's understandable.
He's got he's such a good character.
And he's got his best friend guy.
Yeah.
Who I've never seen in any movie before, I feel like. I have no idea. I should IMDb in a little bit, but he's his best friend guy that's just trying to help him out. He's busting his balls about it. These guys are best friends, and you get it from these multiple little seeds.
Little, yeah.
And I was thinking about it because eventually he gets Arnold's in Mars, and he meets his love interest, Melina.
Yeah.
And she's like this. She's what is it when he sets up the program? What's the D
sleazy
word?
And demure.
Sleazy and demure. A brunette. An athletic body. It's either thin, athletic, or voluptuous. The only three women choices you can get. Yeah. I don't even think they showed him any different ethnicities. Oh no, there was an Asian. There was an Asian-looking one in the bottom of the screen. They said 6. It was brunette, blonde, and something. And there's an Asian one. It was very close because I know what my preference would have been, so I had to see if it was there. Hey, I'm talking about me here. But I was thinking about it because they meet up with her and like they have their like little scene where they're together in the bar in a bar room on Mars in the brothel.
Yeah.
And like that sets up their entire relationship. She's like kissing him, and then he's like, "Oh, but baby, I'm not who I am."
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
And I was just thinking, they're setting up that relationship, the Sharon Stone Ironside relationship, so much better than they're setting up the Melina Schwarzenegger relationship.
Yeah, there's just like it's so much more. Their relationship is so much more dynamic.
Yeah.
And like, you already like know like so much about what's going on there. Just through like a few little scenes.
Yeah. And I kept thinking about it. If you looked at this movie, like Michael Ironside is like a good cop who's trying to save his job. He's trying to protect the city he's working in. Mm-hmm. I mean, his boss is a dick, but everyone's boss is a dick. His girlfriend is working also as a cop undercover, trying to make sure that this threat to the organization he's working for doesn't go haywire. And like it's a big spoiler alert, it's supposed to be a long con anyway.
Yeah, but like nobody like lets him in on it.
Yeah, and he's like, don't think.
He's just too stupid to do anything.
Don't think. No one told you to think.
Yeah.
And like he's just and Schwarzenegger in this whole Schwarzenegger in that whole scenario is like he's a terrorist.
Yeah.
He's trying to end the government. And maybe the government is a little dicky. They try to make it seem like it's totalitarian and all that crap. But
no. It's like it's a company running the planet because they like exploiting workers, putting in like cheap stuff. Like he's lousy, but I mean maybe that is what makes Ironside's character so like. You can just like be like, all right, man. Well, fuck you. You know, like that everybody's doing.
But you also have to think Ironside knows that possibly, if this machine is turned on, everyone dies. It's like they're finding a bomb.
Yeah.
And like, oh, should we press the on button or not?
Yeah, but he totally endorses it. He's just like, let's turn it on.
Yeah.
That'll be fucking great.
Yeah. But when they're in the flashback, it's just. That's awesome. I love how Verhoeven sets stuff up like that because he does that in every movie he makes.
Yeah, everything that happens in the movie is.
They can all be twisted. Like he. I don't know.
Every single thing of significance, and it is in the like end of the movie.
Like I don't know how much he's writing into that and trying to make those things happen. But you can do the same thing with Starship Troopers. You can do the same thing with RoboCop. Like you twist these like weird ideas right on their head, and like they're so interesting. And it's like he's making separate movies than what everyone thinks he's making.
Yeah, he makes because they're so like there's this like superficiality to them because it's like Sharon Stone and Arnold Schwarzenegger just being so attractive and it being like those things being so distracting and like it be like the way the violence is like
it's so crazy.
Like everybody's just exploding.
The blood is.
Arms ripped off.
There's so many headshots.
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger's running away from Ironside, and he goes up on an escalator. He's just there with a bunch of people. This poor bastard just happens to be where Schwarzenegger stops.
Yeah, like looking at his watch or
just
something.
looking at his watch, and they come up. The guy gets shot 45 times from people. Schwarzenegger uses him as a human shield as he's dead.
Like he's just like holding this like.
Just holding this cadaver of a poor innocent bystander as a shield. Uses him.
Sponge.
Kills everyone. Then Ironside comes. He starts shooting at him. Schwarzenegger swings the cadaver around.
Yeah, because like
continuously uses it as a shield. And then chucks that poor bastard's corpse right at Ironside as a distraction so he can run away. That's your hero.
Oh, I think they step on the.
No, that's a different guy. That's a different guy. No, Ironside. No, that's a goon. Ironside steps on a goon, a dead goon of his.
Yeah.
He steps on it for no reason.
Okay.
The Foley work in this movie it's so beyond. It's just like there's
everything is just
so
like
many sounds and they're so gooey. Loud and gooey. Like they're making out at the beginning was.
Yeah, she's just like.
attacking his face with her mouth. Because, I mean, that's part of her job. It
sounds super wet. Everything is super wet.
So wet. And it was...
not as greasy as I had remembered it. But still pretty greasy.
It was greasy. It was wet. It was uncomfortable at times. A little bit. You got to see 3 tits a bunch.
Other than that,
we didn't even talk about the brothel. That brothel, that was fun. I love that brothel. Every time I get there. Decor. And every time, I can always remember the 3-titted girl, and I always forget she gets shot in the back. And I'm always like, man, that's crazy. Because the 3-titted girl gets shot in the back.
Yeah, they just like, well, fuck this character.
Bye-bye. And I love, oh my god, watching the little person.
When she's on the...
She's amazing.
Shooting the machine gun.
She's shooting a machine gun, she stabs that dude.
She
stabs the best friend. She stabs the best friend of Michael Ironside. Oh, it was cool.
I want to watch this movie with him as the hero.
Yeah, I know. Like it's just like a little different perspective. Michael Ironside's totally the hero of this movie.
The only thing that, like, if you were to just have Arnold Schwarzenegger play his role, just switch the 2 like actors. That's it.
That'd be crazy. It's so weird when you think about like major henchmen in movies. Like they're just guys that are really good at their jobs.
Yeah.
Like all they're doing is what people tell them to do, and they're doing it real well.
Yeah.
Like
the long-haired guy in
Die Hard.
No. No, in Batman.
Yeah.
The Joker's like.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Right-hand man.
His best friend. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's just good at his job. It's not his fault.
They're just pals, and they've been friends for a long time.
I bet. I hope so.
Hanging out, he understands like his like idiosyncrasies. And it's just like, did I say that word right? I don't think I said that word right.
I mean, that's the same way with Michael Ironside and his buddy.
Yeah, they're just like
they're just buddies, just hanging out. Like they're just trying to get through their day.
Yeah.
Michael Ironside's just trying to get his girlfriend back.
Yeah, he's sick of it.
I mean, I would be sick of it.
That's probably why he's so mad. You know how long it's been since Michael Ironside got laid?
You know, because he can't. Because his girlfriend is banging Arnold Schwarzenegger for her job.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Got that shitty ass comb over.
He does. All right, what's your favorite part of the movie? Let's go.
We abandoned the summary.
Oh, we got to the end. We're fine.
We didn't get to the end. I'm really happy that we abandoned the summary. We didn't need it.
Yeah, we don't need it. I mean, it got crazy.
We just have to like make sure.
Is it a big double? We have
to
to decide. Is it a big double switch? I mean, do you think because when the doctor? That's where we stop. Because the doctor shows up and says, "I'm figment of your imagination.
No. I'm like implanted here.
I'm implanted into your reality, so that
like
you can.
I'm the only one that can lead you out of this because it's like a complicated
Yeah.
It's a complicated procedure to like
exit
your own mind, especially in like a Philip K. Dick story. Like, you need like a spirit guide.
Mm-hmm. So, see, I think,
but then Sharon Stone comes in too,
because that's what I feel like gives it all away. We know Sharon Stone is working.
Yeah, that was like
for bad dudes.
Yeah, but that also could have been part of the implant. Like.
But
the fact that she starts fighting right away kind of like blows it up. But again, like if the doctor comes in and he's the anchor, as soon as he's dead, everything's just like the delusion's just gonna start again. And he kills him, shoots him in the head because he sweats.
Yeah, that's what gave him away.
But if
that's a really, really tough situation not to sweat in.
Yeah,
but.
If he's like a projection of like himself, in your mind, if you were like a sweaty person and you're nervous and you like know that when you're nervous you sweat,
could he have just shot him like the arm? Would that have proved anything?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that have proved that like if he was like, oh, okay, see, this doesn't hurt because I'm not real.
Yeah.
Like right the dome piece, you don't have to do that. You don't go straight for the dome piece.
No, but I think it's operating under the rules that like, if you die in a dream, you die forever. You die in real life, and like,
yeah. I think Fairhaven gives too much in the beginning that leads up to the conclusion that he was a secret agent not a secret agent. He was Hauser.
Yeah.
His mind was wiped. He was given this other one, and he decided to keep that one. I guess. I mean.
But he like tells you exactly how the movie. The doctor. I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on the doctor. He tells you exactly how the movie ends.
He does. Yeah. And I really wanted. I wanted conclusions. I mean, that's the best part. Is like I want him to like kiss the girl and then boom. And because I feel like that's what should happen.
No, but that would be.
Because they don't.
I think
the recall doesn't set up how it works. They just say you have the memories. They don't set up like that how your brain will react to the memories when they. And I feel like that's a very major cause when you're talking to them about the idea of it.
I don't even. There's a lot of things.
But I guess that's
recall
like I guess that's the pseudoscience aspect of it more than anything.
The thing I don't understand is if you go on a 2-week trip for recall and you are gone for 6 hours, wouldn't you like immediately realize like, what 2 weeks was I gone? And then you go to corroborate your story because
it's supposed to be a memory.
Yeah.
You remember how great it was that time.
But that sucks.
That doesn't seem like something that would be interesting enough. The idea that you go on this adventure while you're sleeping, like that makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
And like it might take a certain amount of time, and like you'll be asleep for a certain amount of time, but still, that makes more sense to me.
Yeah. But you're not going.
Because is time even? I mean, you don't see Schwarzenegger sleep.
Yeah.
You don't see Schwarzenegger.
It's only the
relax.
memories, like the key
He wakes up that one day, and like when he gets woken. After when he gets dropped off in the first cab, I mean, he does not go to sleep. He does not rest. He does not.
No, I mean, we don't know how long the trip is to Mars.
Yeah, because they just skip that anyway.
Yeah,
they skip that whole question.
Yeah, he just winds up there.
Mm-hmm. How does he even get to Mars? I mean, he has that like woman suit. He's got that woman suit. So
did he just fly in that?
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. And Schwarzenegger saves the day, whatever. Oh, the whole idea that Mars is a barren planet, but it has a giant iceberg underneath it.
Yeah, that has an ice core. That doesn't make
all
sense.
You need is a big alien machine to make the ice melt and then evaporate into a magical environment in seconds. Seconds. That's how good alien technology is. It's better than God, who took 6 days to create the world, according to a magical book.
Yeah. Very magical. What magic book? I know.
But it's all because Schwarzenegger's about to die, and you have to see Schwarzenegger almost die, and then doesn't.
Well, you put you on the edge of your seat.
Yeah, I got it.
I mean, the
whole movie puts you on the edge of your seat. And then he kisses his girlfriend Melina. Who was that actress? Isn't she only in Schwarzenegger movies?
What other Schwarzenegger movies is she
in? I feel like she was in Running Man, and I think she was in Predator.
Running Man?
Isn't she that chick from Predator?
No.
Isn't that Hispanic woman?
No. Alright, that lady was like Italian.
The one in this?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
I have no idea.
Oh, we're getting a little...
I'm pretty sure she was in Running Man. I should check that. We shouldn't talk about people's ethnicities. You're right. We're just taking wild guesses.
Well, it's just she's also labeled earlier in the movie as being exotic.
Exotic. She was.
What is that?
She is an exotic lady. You know it. Oh, yeah. All right, so now you can start talking about your favorite things.
Oh, my favorite things
in this movie. What did you realize on rewatch? Because I noticed so many more things. I haven't watched this movie in a while. I think I was mostly
just like I got caught up in the ice thing, the ice melting. You have your entire core is ice. What about all the gravity and like pressure that creates heat that would melt ice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole thing. That's.
There's an.
I mean, it's just a magical creation. That's.
I mean, maybe I'm totally wrong. I haven't done any research.
No research. You to be fair, you don't know anything about Mars. You don't even know how. You don't know how the environment works.
It's not that complicated to figure it out.
You don't understand how the water cycle works. It's okay. I don't understand any of these things either.
Yeah, I got nothing here.
Alrighty. Anything else? What's up?
I don't know.
Rachel Ticotin?
What else has she been in?
She's been in Total Recall.
Okay.
She was in Con Air. She's the chick that almost gets raped by Danny Trejo on Con Air.
Oh, that's right, the cop.
Yeah, the cop. I knew I recognized her for something. She's... I don't know. Let's see, what else is she in? Is she in any other? Nope, don't think she's in any other Schwarzenegger movies. That's all me being dumb. Good job, Kevin. Thanks, Kevin. She's been Falling Down, Natural Born Killer. She's been a bunch of stuff. I don't know her.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
Well,
She wasn't very good in this. I mean, she was fine. She was tough
present.
cookie who can definitely hold her own next to the boys on TV and film, according to her IMDb page. She was married to David Caruso. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Her mother's Puerto Rican. Her father's Russian and Jewish.
Why does that matter?
I'm just saying I wasn't mean.
You just say you're preoccupied by her race, man.
That's exactly what I was doing. You got me. I just don't. I can't get around it. All right, I think my favorite part. Oh man, Benny. What a dick. Benny, the cab driver.
What a character.
He's supposed to. This is the thing that really bugged me. They're being chased, and they get into Benny's cab magically because Benny always shows up right when you need him to. Because he paid a lot of money for him, I know.
Yeah.
And so they jump into Benny's cab, and Michael Ironside's shooting at the cab, and they get out of the cab, and they're running, and Benny's like, now they're gonna come after me. No, they're not. Why would they?
Yeah.
You are a cab driver. You are just someone that was driving them.
Yeah.
They don't know who you are.
Yeah, but they might take him in for questioning and find out he's doing a bunch of illegal stuff.
He could have just kept driving away. They parked their car and got out and started chasing him.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't. I mean, he could have just stayed in the bar with everyone else.
He could.
Well, I mean, because he's a bad guy. I know. But still, that line really bugged me.
I can tell.
Now they're gonna chase after me. And what was with his teeth? That was weird.
What about his teeth?
He had like braces or something.
I didn't notice.
That's why he says. That's why he gives him money and says, "Get your kid's teeth checked," because he doesn't want his kids to have grills like Benny. And it's Benny. My name's Benny. Benny. You remember it? It's Benny. He is not mentioned at the beginning.
No, he is a pretty annoying character, I think.
Yeah, they just need another guy, I guess.
Yeah. I think he's sort of like the same exact kind of character that I feel like Jar Jar Binks would be like based off this like
Benny.
This like racial caricature.
It's
just like
we didn't have any other black people in this movie. They weren't bad.
Just the one like turncoat.
Were even black like henchmen?
No black henchmen, no black mutants.
No.
Everybody on Mars was white, except for Benny.
Except for Benny.
Poor Benny.
He was the worst.
And the underground catacombs underneath of the city.
Yep, still no black people. They don't even let them in.
How is that?
Yeah.
Why would that be how they took care of their dead?
The aliens.
No, those were the humans. Like the original settlers.
Well, I mean,
born in the 50s.
When Indiana Jones found those catacombs and then found the Knight's Shield.
How did nobody ever see that before?
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, because nobody had any idea that was there.
It was the exact same. It felt like it was the exact same set. They took the water out.
Yeah, pretty much. They just drained it, painted everything red.
Like, yeah, so that was his Mars.
Yeah. Perfect.
Ignore the Knights Templar in the corner. We're not using that piece today. Alright, so I mean, that was Total Recall. It was a pretty awesome movie.
Yeah.
I still think it's awesome. Nick, you still think it's awesome? Everyone should watch it. I mean, we'll try this again some other time.
Yeah.
Bet you no one's gonna listen to it.
Oh, I hope not.
See?